Ill Will. Come here, Ill Will. This is a neighbor of mine, and I've kind of been looking out for him over the last couple of years. When he was younger, that he was getting a hard time for liking Star Wars, for liking some of the stuff that from kids at school. So I kind of, you know, have been taking him under my wing a little bit. But I really wanted to show him, most importantly, that regardless of what you're into, there's plenty of people that are going to be of the same walk of life and be able to appreciate you.
That's right. Welcome to it, Will.
All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Sit Down Saturday. I am not going to waste too much time getting into this. This was kind of a roundtable discussion that was initially intended to be about Legends' impact on masterpiece collectors, but it kind of evolved into a kind of threats facing a masterpiece collector. So QC, lack of competition, challenges of being a completionist, third party moving towards legend scale, etc., etc. So this was a roundtable conversation at my house last week. It's kind of excerpts from it. It's more as like a 40-minute conversation. That 40-minute conversation is posted on Patreon today. This is kind of a highlight reel of it. But there's a lot of people in the room with a lot of diverse collecting tastes that I thought was interesting to kind of look at and get an idea for how people are feeling out there. It's like a temperature check for the MP collector. So we're going to get into that. One quick piece of housekeeping. The Q&A published last week. I got a lot of love in the comments from people. I want to thank you all very much. There's one person I want to apologize to, and that is Buck. Buck, if you're listening, I am really sorry that your question got lost. I went back today to try to find it, but I think you may have removed your comment, or YouTube is messing up on my end. Both are completely plausible. But I also got a couple other Patreon folks write in and say that they don't think that their question got addressed either. So to the folks on Patreon, if you want to open up to another Q&A, I'm going to try to post a poll in there today if that's possible. If not, we'll find some other means if you guys want to do another round of it, and we'll just keep the questions right there in the thread. This way it cannot get lost via email, like in a junk mail or something like that, okay? Or even a typo in an email address, which is possible. I know I've done it on my end. But Buck, I want to apologize to you. I certainly didn't mean to slight you there, buddy. Anyway, let's get into this decent conversation with a lot of good people. It was a pleasure seeing all of them. Let's go. Welcome everybody to Skullfest 2022. Yeah. It's been a long time, mainly because of the events of the last 2 years, which you well know about, the Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing. Yeah. Bobby Skullface. We had to wait for that to kind of get settled, and then we could pick back up again. So the Transformers conversation that I want to have today, who collects Masterpiece? Who collects Legends? It's about even. Yeah. I will tell you how I feel as a Masterpiece collector that got into third party mainly for what ended up becoming the Masterpiece route. I feel, as this is my truth, I'm speaking my truth. Your truth. This is my story! Hey. I feel as though with the amount of Legends popularity that is based on a number of things, to include quality and good sculpts and all that stuff, but also to include lower price point and smaller space. It's like the radio, right? I like top 40 records. I just also want to hear a mix of non-top 40 records. And I feel like third party is getting into a point where it's focusing so heavily on the Legends aspect of things that Masterpiece is kind of getting pushed out.
Look at your displays here, okay? This is MP. This is MPG1, right?
Right.
What are you mad at Legends for? You're done, basically.
But I'm not. That's why I'm mad.
Right. The only way you can relive the excitement that like Legends collectors are going through now is if they started over at A and started going back through revamping everything again. Then you'd be mad at them for making you buy new figures.
We're now missing still key pieces. We don't have full combiners. We don't have one for each one, right?
Yeah, why are you blaming Legends for that?
Can we say
because
Legends is taken away from
they're
Masterpiece
taking
when it's actually
their attention
different companies
from
that are doing it, though?
I think Legends are responsible for DX9 and Unique Toys going away.
Why? But they were doing Legends.
And now they're just doing Legends.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's it.
Third party has left you guys with a lot of holes that looks like Legends is going to catch up and fill beforehand.
Fill your holes.
I mean,
look,
that's a third party company's fault. How many times are you guys going to keep switching out your secrets?
Yep.
When you don't have Computron.
Okay,
How
DX.
many times are you going to keep having
We talk about DX9 unique toys. Like you said, they went from MP to Legends. Now all they do is Legends, because that's what the profit is. Who do you blame for that? Why don't they see a profit in MP?
That's a consumer.
Who's to blame for them being shouldered out of the MP market?
So
Fans Toys. Fans Toys. While I love them, they are responsible for killing excitement in collectors and other companies making product.
So I do agree, and I do think that Fans Toys is highly responsible for killing off the competition. It's like what their plan was kind of worked, but ultimately who suffered for it were the masterpiece collectors. Because while Fans Toys I don't think will necessarily take a risk on some character more obscure perhaps, maybe another company with less to lose
Would do it.
Fangry, you know what I mean?
I think it's time to give up the whole Transformer gimmick because it's lame. Oh, it turns into a Lamborghini. Like, the only reason why you guys are so into it is probably because you grew up poor. And now you have you have a car and you have a robot.
He's not wrong.
Why, honestly, why can't we have well-articulated, well-painted robots with us like a Matchbox?
Because it's not a Transformer at that point.
But who gives the gimmick is trash?
I do.
There's one. Two.
I'm okay being out there on that island by myself. But at the end of the day, if I want a action figure, I just go buy an action figure. I want a Transformer because of the gimmick.
It converts.
But then on the flip side of all this, you guys are okay with paying $500 for an MP and being like, oh, well, the hips don't work right. And you guys are okay with that. That noise.
Nobody's okay with it's a third party lost Masterpiece because Takara lost Masterpiece. Takara it.
No, you
I
guys,
think that's what this is.
every time a new Transformer comes out and there are QC issues across the board, like, no offense, I love y'all. I do. You're just like, oh, well, you know, if you don't move it with your thumb, then it's fine.
I hate
He's not wrong. He's right. He's not wrong.
I feel like you guys give him a pass, because then it's the next thing. It's the next thing. Like, I'll tell you what, if I was hardcore into Transformers and Takara, and I got that Jeep thing, and it was a pile of guess what? I'm going to mother war with Takara. We need to stop this as a community. You put out you don't get.
I'm making some noise.
We have to stop settling for trash. We're paying good money for stuff that breaks out the box.
Or viewers table.
Ever since the last crab situation, he wants to fight me.
It would help if we knew the top of the funnel, right? How many production units were actually out there.
Yeah, I mean,
Because if you get a 2-3% defect rate out of a 10,000 unit run, and your most vocal people are the people on the boards, that's a lot. 3% is a lot, and 3% is completely acceptable in an AQL level manufacturing.
So I think that's true, but I do feel like when there's something that's like a massive kind of QC issue, it feels like there's like the 3% that don't have it. There's like and even them I'm kind of looking at like I can't do it with this like with one eye like.
My shoulder's fine.
Yeah, they're like I don't know what you got. My shoulder's fine. And it's like, well, hold the arm out, and it's like I don't want to.
I'm not going to pose him like that.
How many people got Takara Hum?
I did.
So how many hands do we have up? Somebody count. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Was it 7 of us?
How many people lower your hand if you didn't have a QC problem or it didn't break?
Like saltine crackers. The most like
I know, dude. Mine did too. But I just bought another one because it was like, hey.
No.
But that's my point. Is like only what 2 or 3 of us kept our hands up.
That's fair.
QC
I
issues.
just send them all to Bobby.
There's a difference in QC issues and also what you're getting for your money. So assuming there's no QC issue, right? Like, are you acceptable with, say, like not getting a waist swivel on a figure, right, for an MP? Are you paying all that money? Like, that's something that I can see people like saying, "Oh, forgiving." Like the QC thing sucks, but you get replacement parts, right? It sucks that it happens. But when it's like, look, I love Takara Starscream, the new one. I love the secret mode. But a lot of people have a problem with the fact that it doesn't have a waist swivel, you know?
No, but
and then you're forgiving that. That's like, well, wouldn't you expect a waist swivel?
That's like, money? I feel like you guys forgive these motherfuckers.
I think there's truth to that.
But that's
you
why
forgive
I
them
to the QC thing with you, because Marvel Legends is the same way. You get a figure come through with snap knees, everybody's getting them, but we're like, it's just a figure.
It's $20.
But I'll give you a flip side to that too. Like if I spend $25 for a figure, my expectation is here, right? If I spend $200, $300, whatever nonsense they're charging you guys for these things now, like, you have to hold them responsible and not just forgive it.
If you take a look at the community of third parties, like the people who had really pissy come out, they're really not around anymore.
I don't feel like I got any skin in this game because with Masterpiece, I've been out. Like I'm over that 1980s aesthetic. Like I like a more modern version of like Transformers, like what Generation Toy does. Even with recent mainline Siege, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like.
There's one other dude. Yeah. And their country's been riddled by war for the past 20 years.
We take what we get, man. We take what we get. It's alright.
In regards to third party, listen, you guys are just gonna have to be okay. If you collect Masterpiece, you're not gonna get every single Transformers character that they ever put out. If you collect Legends, you might get close. But if you collect Chug, you damn near got everybody. You know what I'm saying? So
every year.
We're used to it. We went through the old KFC days, Apollons. But you know what? There's no other option. So we were like, if we want it, this is what we have to take.
Right.
And you're right. We need to fight back, and we have. Some people don't buy it no more. I don't buy it no more.
ultimately, out of a production run, you're gonna get bad eggs out of anything, electronics, toys, anything you buy.
And you're right.
Eggs at the supermarkets. Yeah, bottom line is everybody's experiences with a particular figure is not gonna be the same, right? So you got a bad egg and you're gonna be pissed off, but Robert got a great figure and he's very happy with it. So
Robert got 5 of them.
Gonna be more vocal on this.
Let's transition because I think that point is you're at a standstill with that point, and I understand both aspects. Why do you think that Legends in the third party world have moved to the forefront over MP? Let me ask that.
It's price and space because with your third party ones, you got people that DTOS. That's all they got.
Oh, shout out to DTOS!
Yeah! Team DTOS!
Because, you want to have everything.
So I agree, and I actually think there might be something a tad bit bigger at play. And I'm going to go in a deep dive here on a theory, and permit me. So, like, when we got into this, gentlemen, most of it was like 70 to $100 bucks. Mm-hmm. Legend stuff is like 70 to $100.
That's the comfortable.
And my theory is that when you start spending money on this stuff, 70 to $100 is your kind of comfort zone. Yeah. In order to be like in it to the end, like a warrior in this, you have to get into like your 40s or beyond where you have. But as that has happened, the price has grown with us, but there are less of us now, and the majority of what we were when this started, which was comfortable with 70 to $100 bucks.
Yeah, I agree. Also, but I think a lot of MP collectors like Legends because you get to relive. That experience of what's coming out next. Did you see the new Age Grimlock? Oh my God, New Age is doing the Dinobots.
You guys are getting off the high of a new figure release. You're getting that dopamine drip of a new release, but you still run into the same gaps because you're still making the same characters that sell. You're still getting Seekers, you still got Dinobots, you still got Optimus Primes, you will still not have a favorite.
See, he's not wrong. They all have the same kind of business approach. You strike at the hot stuff, and every now and then you get a company that takes a chance on something a little bit more obscure, and then I imagine the numbers don't do as well, so they get back to the hot stuff. And my guess would be, as Legends finishes out Season 3, which is pretty much most of it that's left, that's not combiners, that you'll see something else happen in third party that will reset it. And my guess would be something chuggish.
Let me ask you a question. How many Masterpiece Headmasters are done so far?
Headmasters, there are Six.
How many legends have already in Headmasters?
All of them.
All of them, but they were all done at the very beginning.
Like,
You
to
need
sit there
new
and
ones.
say that legends might not go that far into February, they might.
It's like legends have learned the ways. Do you know what I mean? So it's like they're like, oh, we could do Target Masters, or we could just do another Optimus Prime.
Because it's gonna sell.
Because it's going to sell, and not only is this one going to sell, the white one's going to sell, the black one's going to sell, the camo one's going to sell, the invisible one's going to sell, the shattered glass one's going to sell, the nemesis. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like they in the beginning you got the kind of obscure, but I don't think you'll get that. I don't think you'll get that again. Like, because there's no Legends Target Masters, right?
Yeah, the New Age, one of the repaints is coming out with Target Master.
A repaint. But there's no. Oh, you. There's no.
The next Cyclone's coming with a Target Master.
Yeah, but that's not. There's no original Target Master character.
Right. So like.
My personal. I doubt you'll ever see it.
Why? I mean, why? Because
by the time that you get to, because the fan base remains the same.
Yeah.
So like by the time that you get to those people that are interested in Target Masters, which is a select few,
you're jumping the shark.
You're jumping the shark, and you can't make back that money. It's better to just do another Optimus Prime, even if it's in chug scale or in some new scale.
And our collector's going to be okay with not having a complete Transformers collection. And be okay with not having every character.
So I think I'm getting to the point where I am, because there's no shelf, with the exception of my little underwater shelf that just got cars on it. There's no shelf that I look at in my personal collection where I'm like, if I look too hard, I'm like, of course, there's dead end.
Yeah.
But I think I'm starting to come at peace with not getting it.
Yeah. No matter what you collect, at the end of the day, what are we chasing? We're chasing the best version of that character that we love.
Yes.
And if that changes every 6 months,
then they gotta get it every 6 months.
Who feels frustrated as a Transformer collector?
I don't.
No, tell me what.
I'm not a completionist. I pick and choose. I love the characters that I love, man. That's about it.
And you just buy, and are they the super popular characters?
Yes and no.
I am a completionist.
Okay.
But here's the problem that I run into sometimes. It comes back to that whole space thing. When there's because I want season 1, 2, 3, and 4. But you got different companies doing the same characters, and then you're sitting here trying to figure out, okay, which one is the one I'm gonna want? I want that one. Then somebody else comes up with a better version. Oh, I got to get that one now. But here's the problem I got. Now I got to get rid of this one so that one can take its place. So that's where I come. Yeah, I mean it's the game, but at the same time, you know.
The answer is don't pick it up if it doesn't meet your own standards. Even if it's a character you have a hole for.
But then if you don't pick it up and they don't make another one,
then you never.
Then you're paying the super duper late tax.
Don't fill the hole. You know, you don't have.
He's a completionist and he wants his collection.
Thus, Astro Train.
A couple questions and we'll get out of here. Who started off pretty much just doing Transformers? Who is still just doing Transformers?
freaks!
See, I think that. That's the sign.
That's what I was about to say.
Russ, Russ,
I've got other interests.
Yeah, I think I think that you have to in order to maintain the dopamine level.
Kind of, because I wasn't getting satisfied with Transformers, so I had to go out and find other things.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's interesting. I think that like whatever's happening, that in flux right now. So I think it's interesting to watch. I want to thank you guys for participating. I think this is more about a points of view about the situation right now, which I think is just as valid as anything else. Before I get out of here, Andy, come here for a second. He's in the doghouse a little bit, but come here for a second anyway.
Show him the shorts. Where's the rest of the shorts?
He's in the doghouse.
So when I say the guy, I shout out the guy Andy that helps me with a lot of information behind the scenes. Is this dude, and I want to take a minute and thank him personally.
All right, Andy.
And with that, we're gonna do maybe a video shoot and then get back to the party. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Till next time.
Take care.